Hey YouTube, it's KYP561 coming in to talk to you all about last night's episode of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. So I guess I'm just gonna go ahead and just jump right on into it. It was a lot of fuck shit going on tonight. Like when I say fuck shit, I mean stupid ass shit and unnecessary ass shit, and just like I said, fuck shit. Alright, so let's go ahead and get on into it. It starts off where it left off last week, of course, with Tierra showing up to the party that Mimi was giving for Chris's birthday / they coming out party or whatever. So Tierra, she shows up, and this is why I think this was a part of the fuck shit, because I don't like people walking into shit not knowing what the fuck they walking into, and I know about it and I ain't got shit to do with it. I don't like sneak attacks like that. You know what I'm saying? If you already prepared for what you planning on doing, at least let this bitch over here get a heads up so she can be prepared. I feel like when you got to try and catch a bitch off guard, you know, that's just some old fuck shit to me. So anyway, she sits down, she starts, you know, talking to Carly and Jessica or whatever, and Tommy, and you know, they getting drinks or whatever. So you know, she's kind of, you know, what am I looking for? Just letting them know about her. You know what I'm saying? Like just giving them a little foresight, I guess that's the word, on who she is. So basically she was like, you know, I work at the bar like 2 nights out the week. Other than that, I do have a full-time job at one of the biggest financial firms. This time she made sure she said in the country, because I guess somebody must have told her, bitch, we're gonna go ahead and let it slide with that biggest financial firm in the world. We're gonna let that slide because we ain't finna do all that damn editing just to, you know, whatever. So hopefully the dumbass audience didn't catch that, but whatever. So anyway, this time she said she worked for the biggest financial firm in the country or whatever, and you know, once again she does the bottle service shit 2 days out the week. So all of a sudden Tommy just started going in and was like, well, when do you have time to be a mom? Bitch, what? Like, you know, so you know what, you say that to say what? So you know, that kind of threw Tierra back a little bit, which it would have threw me back, you know what I'm saying? So she was like, you know, I'm always a mom, you know what I'm saying, but at the same time I still got to do what I got to do to maintain and take care of my kids or whatever. So she was like, well, you know, it seems like you do whatever you feel like doing except for being a mom. So she was like, well, you know, you talking about me as if you know me, you know, or you know my children or whatever. She was like, yeah, I do know your son, and I know your son because I know your baby daddy. I know your baby daddy because I sit on his face every night. Whatever, child. So you know, of course, they start going back and forth. Carly is just eating it all up. And Carly, let me just explain something to you, ma'am. That little bop cross your head that Justin gave you with them flowers, that wasn't enough, because I see you haven't learned your lesson. You need somebody to whoop your ass because you always instigating some shit. You know, you just always in the middle of some shit, and it's not even fucking called for. So anyway, she's sitting there, she eating it up, getting her whole eye full of what's going on or whatever, you know, because she feed off that shit or whatever. And so Tommy stands up and was like, I'm gonna show you what I'm about or some shit. So, you know, once she stood up, old girl stood up. Finally, we got a bitch that ain't gonna just let a bitch walk up on them, you know. But they start swinging. For what I saw, you know, Tommy looked like she might have a little bit of wall about her, but Tierra, I don't know, from the way that it looks, it kind of looked like Tommy may have been getting the best of Tierra, but of course, you know, they don't show the whole thing or whatever. So once they got done with that, security came and broke it up, you know, and Mimi, she's observing from the other side or whatever, and she was like, you know, Carly and Jessica in the middle of some shit. Now I'm gonna say Jessica was not in the middle of it. However, I'm kind of feeling some type of way that Jessica didn't at least put a bug in old girl ear and was like, listen, you know, Don't put your guard down with these hoes, cause everything ain't A1. But apparently she didn't do that. She let old girl walk into the trap. I don't know how that's gonna end up, but you know, we'll see or whatever. So like I said before, hood bitch Tommy, you know, she came to fight. Old girl just came to have a good time, because like she said, you know, between her working and being with the kids or whatever, she don't really have time for a social life. So she was kind of looking forward to meeting some new people or whatever, and perhaps forming a friendship. But unfortunately, it didn't work out that way. Let me see, child. Now we got Rashida. Apparently Rashida say they done moved out of their house. They still building that house that Kirk ass was in the hole for. Alright. So they say they still building it. They done moved out of their house and they done moved into an apartment. That apartment that Kirk was renting. So you telling me that I'm gonna move my family out of my house into a damn cramped ass apartment, and my motherfucking house ain't built yet, so why would I be moving out of my house? I don't know. I mean, she says that it's convenient because of the location, that she can, you know, maneuver back and forth between her store and that place. But sounds to me like y'all might have been renting that place and y'all had to get the fuck out of there, because I just don't understand why you would leave your house to live in an apartment. I don't give a damn how temporary it is. That shit just sound crazy to me. Maybe I'm reading too much into it just because I don't like their ass. But, you know, it is what it is, child. So, in the midst of all that, Kirk said he gonna check Scrappy because he saw what Mama D did at the store. He was watching it on the cameras or whatever. So, he claimed he gonna check Scrappy for sending Mama D down there to handle his business for him. Now, y'all motherfuckers know good goddamn well Scrappy did not send Mama D down there. Okay, unless that's what y'all really think about him. Y'all really think he be having Mama D do his dirty work? I mean, I don't know if he do it, if he don't. I'm hoping that he don't. But just from looking at the type of motherfucker that Mama D is, and from me actually hearing him say, don't take your ass down there to that goddamn store, you know, she gonna do what the fuck she wanna do, because she just an old meddling bitch. And since her and Ernest ain't working out, she ain't got nothing but time on her hands to be up in their business, which is what he did not want when he married her ass off, you know. So, but I knew it was gonna be some shit behind that when he made it a point to say, I don't need you going down there, whatever. So I kind of knew it was gonna be some shit behind that. But child, Kurt said he gonna go and he gonna check Scrappy. Well, honey, good luck with that, child. Talking all that hot boy, but we'll see later on what happened with that. So then you got Tierra. She comes to the studio where Scrap DeLeon and his brother Sass is. Sass is recording a song or whatever, so they end up vibing to that. Tierra showed up, child. Tierra got her damn arm in a damn brace, finger and shit all fucked up, you know. So she said that she spent the following day down to the urgent care. I don't know, you know, what all injuries she sustained. I don't know if she went down there to get a tetanus shot. I don't know what she went down there to do, but apparently she was fucked up a little bit. You know, we didn't see Tommy scuffed up, but we saw old girl scuffed up, so I don't know what the fuck happened. But anyway, she go down there, and in the midst of all that, she said while she was down there waiting, she had some time to look Miss Tommy up and finds out that Miss Tommy got 32 mug shots. Baby, because I'm a thug all day, every day. That bitch a thug. I saw the picture, child, of the mug shots, and I'm like, you know what, you hoes have got to do better. You know what I'm saying? Like, when is it okay for, you know, any female to have 32 fucking mug shots? Like, bitch, what in the fuck do you be doing that you got 32 goddamn mug shots? That's, I guess, child. So anyway, she tells Scrap, bottom line, bitch, as long as you fucking with this motherfucker, you will not be seeing your son anymore, because I don't want my son round her ass. This hoe done attack me, and bitch, if that's the bitch that you fucking with, until you get that shit straightened out, it won't be no little Scrap coming around there. You know, I don't know what the fuck you gonna do. Basically, now I'm gonna tell you what you gonna do. When you tell this bitch about me, I want to be there when you tell her. Now, I'm a little confused on that, because I really don't know where you looking for that to go. Like, are you saying that you want him to put her on the door, letting her know that you and him gonna be together, or do you just want him to tell her that he ain't fucking with her no more? So basically, she was under the impression that they were working towards building their relationship back up, and he kind of brought that shit up too or whatever. And she was like, okay, well, if me and you supposed to be working on something, you thought it was gonna help it that you got a whole nother bitch and then had a whole nother bitch for a whole year. How the fuck is that working on our relationship? And I was like, yeah, Scrappy D, how the fuck is that working towards your relationship? Because I was confused. Okay, child, but whatever. So he said he gonna do whatever he got to do to make sure that he can still be able to see his son when he wants and try and get the relationship back on track. But child, please, that's Scrappy. He finna try and work on everything. That bitch want to get his son back. He still want to be able to go over there and fuck Tierra whenever he want to, and then he still want to be able to go and do the same thing with Tommy whenever he want to. So I guess he's just trying to put his little master plan together. So then we mosey on over here to Mimi, Chris, and Arian. So Mimi is moving, and so Arian and Chris is over there to help her move. She did let us know that they are not moving in together. Chris got her own shit, and me and my child gonna be moving in our own shit. Now, where I started looking crazy at is, for some strange reason, Mimi says that she ain't gay. She said she ain't in no lesbian relationship. Well, bitch, what is it? What you call it? Talking about she identifies herself as a woman and Chris identifies herself as a man. Bitch, you ain't no man. You's a fucking woman. So y'all need to stop this shit. And see, this is why people say that that people that are in same-sex relationships are fucking confused and don't know what they want. Chris says that she believes that she is a man in a woman's body. Well, ma'am, as long as you're inside of a woman's body, in my opinion, you are a woman. She did say that she does not like to be touched anywhere that reminds her that she is a woman. Okay, that's fine. I mean, I don't give a fuck about your sexual preference. I don't give a damn what you got to do to, make yourself be comfortable with it or whatever. But I guess my issue is you putting another category on this shit now. We already got all these rules and guidelines, the do's and the don'ts of being gay. You know what I'm saying? And soon as I think I'm up on one, here come another one. Because now you motherfuckers talking about y'all ain't in no damn lesbian relationship because you really a man and she's still a woman. I don't need y'all to do better with this shit, because it seems to me like y'all just be making shit up as it go along. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I just want to understand what is correct. You know what I'm saying? I just want to understand, because I don't want to say nothing to step on nobody's toes, but at the same time, I'm only human, and every time I turn around, it's some new shit being added on, and I just need to know what the fuck's going on. So even Arian was like, oh, so you having an identity crisis? And she was like, no, I'm not having an identity crisis or whatever. I identify myself as being a man, child, whatever. And Mimi, once again, you just got some more fuck shit going on, bitch. You do any motherfucking thing for attention, and you tell yourself whatever you got to tell yourself so that you can sleep better at night. So if this is what it is right now, then child, whatever. Let me see. Jock got some new music. I'm gonna check it out, because I ain't gonna lie, Jock had some cut. Jock had some. He had some good music back in the day. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and check it out. From the little clip that I heard, I really hope that he ain't on this auto-tune shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why people don't just remain true to themselves. You know what I'm saying? That shit works. I liked Jock's music. He had quite a few songs that I actually liked. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna listen to this, and see what it's giving me. They down to the radio station, child. They talking about something, it ain't important. So you got I don't know if it's B Smith or if it's D Smith. I did miss that, but whichever one it is, she's a transgender. She does something in the music industry. I don't know if she was a writer, like she wrote music. I don't know if she was like a producer. I didn't really get what her role was in the music industry, but I remember that she was on that show that came, I think it was called Gay and Hip Hop, Being Gay and Hip Hop or something like that. And she was on there saying, you know, naming the different artists that she had worked with or whatever. So, but as of right now, she's also dipping and dabbing in the modeling or whatever. So she kind of puts me in the mind of Beverly Johnson. I mean, so I've heard people on the show say like Grace Jones or whatever, and that might be true, but just from our first glance, for me, she reminded me of Beverly Johnson or whatever. So now this is where we come into the staged shit, okay? Now everyone is aware about the comments that Waka Flocka Flame made on The Breakfast Club, where he gave his opinions on transgender and gay and a few other things, you know, but I guess that was a main topic that raised a lot of eyebrows or whatever, and he kind of got a lot of backlash from that. So just so happens they at this fashion show and Tammy is there, and Tammy has a fashion line. Why is it that never mind, I can't. Tammy got a fashion line, child. Okay, we just gonna leave it at that. She got a fashion line, and off rip she says that she liked this B Smith or D Smith, whichever one it is. Like I said, I'll have it correct by the time I do my next video. So anyway, just conveniently, she has an eye for her and wants her to model in her fashion show, you know, model her clothes or whatever. So she says that she's going to get in contact with her. I don't know where that shit came from. So anyway, she says she's going to get in contact with her. So she has this friend named Betty Idol. This B or D Smith has a friend named Betty Idol. I don't know who the fuck Betty Idol is. I ain't never heard of Betty fucking Idol. Betty Idol gets on my goddamn nerves all fucking ready. I hate her fucking voice. I hate her attitude. I hate her demeanor. I just hate everything. I ain't gonna say hate. I'm gonna just say don't like at this point. It might grow into something more, you know, leaning towards the hate, but as of right now, it's a can't stand. It ain't even a don't like. It's a can't stand. It ain't a hate just yet, but it's building. So anyway, she's pretty much a shit starter. She tells D or B Smith, I think it's B Smith, y'all. I'm gonna just go with B for the sake of the video. She tells her that about the video that Waka did, about the interview that Waka did, and she was like, well, you know, his wife must share the same his same opinion. Well, that's not always true, you know, because my husband think a whole lot of crazy ass shit that I'm not on board with. You know, I mean, everybody's entitled to their own opinion, you know, so you can't put his opinions and make them Tammy's. Like, I don't know if Tammy really feel that way or not, you know, but for the sake of these cameras, her ass didn't let off for us to believe that she does agree with her husband or whatever. But you don't know what the conversation is behind closed doors, and that ain't for no damn body else to know, because that's y'all conversation behind closed doors. So anyway, she amping she amping B Smith up with, you know, oh, Tammy must feel the same way that he does, and this and that and the other. So like I said, she's basically a shit starter. So B Smith pretty much says that she's going to have a talk with Tammy before she considers, you know, doing any type of business with her or whatever. So that was that. So now we got KK and Tommy. KK, I watched, I forgot whose review it was, and they said that KK seemed a little slow. I think it may have been Sayshawn Bradley, I think. And they said that motherfucker seemed like she, you know, was on the short bus. And I really saw it on this episode, because I was like, you know, what are you talking about? It's like she gotta make herself say the words, and she just, I don't like it. I don't like it, you know. And once again, I don't like when mamas get in their son's business involving their relationships and shit. I don't fucking like that, you know. But apparently she says that she has a favorite, and her favorite is Tommy. Of course your favorite would be Tommy, because Tommy is just as thuggish, ruggish as you are. So you know what I'm saying. So why wouldn't you guys love each other? So anyway, they have a little sit down or whatever, and Tommy starts telling KK what happened. Now Tommy's recollection of what happened, I don't remember it happening like that. You was coming for Tiara ass from the gate, because why the fuck, what you said didn't even make no sense because you knew who Tierra was. Tierra didn't know shit about you, so why the fuck would Tierra be coming for you? Like, bitch, if you gon', you know, step down on the bitch, tell the truth as to why you stepped down on this motherfucker. Don't be trying to make it seem like you was defending yourself because she was coming for you. This bitch ain't even know you. You know, like I said, when she got there, she was happy to see y'all hoes. You the one that flipped the script. So anyway, child, and so, you know, as she's going play by play or per what she put together, you know, she was telling KK, you know, yeah, and I told the bitch, you know, yeah, I know Scrap or whatever, you know, I sit on his face or whatever. Who the fuck says that shit to somebody's mama? You know, like, who raises you bitches? You know what I'm saying? Like, you sit here, okay, this one, her son is an adult. So she knows that he is having sex, okay? He got, I don't know if he got more than just that one child or whatever, but bitch, you got evidence of at least one child of that. Okay, you don't put him down with Tommy. I'm going to say you put him down with Tommy because you did say that KK, you and Tommy were friends or whatever. So let's just go ahead and roll with that. But bitch, I will never sit around my husband's mother, and this is my husband. We've been together for 20 years, okay? So you know it done been a lot of fucking going on, okay? But I will not never sit in front of his mama and say, oh yeah, because you know, because I was, you know, sitting on his face or what? Bitch, what? Oh, absolutely not. I was like, boy, you ghetto mother's child, I guess. So, so KK goes into a little deeper explanation as to why she does not like Tierra. She says that Tierra tried to take her freedom. So apparently, so she says, her and Sass and Scrap, they were accused of trying to harm Sass's father. Now, when they say harm, in my mind, y'all must have done tried to kill this nigga. Okay. So apparently the boys got arrested, but your ass went on the run. You went on the run, so you say, so you can get money for your boys to get out and to get lawyers and this and that and the other. But in my opinion, you left your sons in jail or in prison or wherever they was at, and you hauled ass. So I don't know if that's what you was on America's Most Wanted for. I don't know. I'm gonna see if I can pull up some information on that because I'm interested, you know. So anyway, child, she said she went on the run, and basically Tierra told them people where her ass was at, like she dropped a dime on them. So she said that she was arrested, however she was vindicated. So I don't know if these charges somehow is still what is linked to Scrappy D, because we do know that, you know, later on in the season we're gonna see him getting arrested, going to jail at the court or whatever the case may be. So I don't know if all of that shit is tied in or if that's on some separate charges or whatever. So so she said basically that's why she hates Tierra ass, and she was like, you know, she just knew she was like, Tierra must got some voodoo or some shit. But what y'all don't fail to realize is Scrappy keep taking his ass over there. Like, I ain't seen Tierra around the Scrappy house, but I done seen Scrappy around the Tierra goddamn house. You know, so I don't understand why all of this shit is Tierra's fault. Like, this nigga ain't got no say so on what the fuck's going on. So whatever, child. So then we have B Scott. She comes to see Tammy. This is a little bit backwards because I kind of jumped the gun a little bit, but whatever. She comes to see her, and she tells Tammy that she is transitioning. She is you know, she's been transitioning for the last year. So, you know, Tammy basically was like, you know, wow, I had no idea. Okay. She said she had no idea, but at the end of the day, it does not matter to her. She does have to live her own truth, and all she wants the bitch to do is just model some damn clothes. She don't give a fuck about nothing she got going on. She likes her. She likes her look, and she thinks that she'll look good in her clothes. So bitch, walk it out, you know. So she does tell Tammy that she's aware of the interview that Waka did or whatever, and Tammy did offer up an explanation. And if you have seen the interview, he was asked a specific question about Caitlyn Jenner, And that was his response. Now the response kind of became broad, so where it could be easy to say that this is how he feels about the transgender community, or the LGBT community. I heard it's a Q on the end of that now. I still ain't figured out what that Q means, but I guess I can look that up. But I don't say that much, so I don't think it's really a need for me to do so. But anyway, child. So it could be easy. It could easily have put a not a stereotype, but it could easily give you a negative feeling about him and his feelings towards the gay and lesbian community, or the transgender community, or whatever. So then she goes on a little bit further to say that her 10-year-old daughter came and asked her something about a transgender. I think she asked them, what is that, or something like that. Now, I don't know if this shit really happened or not, but we just rolling with it for the show, okay? So B. Smith says that as a parent, you are supposed to teach your children about these sorts of things, so that they'll know how to treat others, something. Now, I'm kind of on the fence with that. I do know that this is something that children are going to come across, being, in this day and age, because no one is in the closet anymore. Everyone is living their lives the way that they see fit, whether they're women living as men, or men living as women. So, but I just don't know when is an appropriate time to speak to your children about that. Because when they're certain ages, they don't understand. But I've seen articles, or I've read articles, or I've seen different TV shows to where you have little children, 5 and 6 years old, whether it's a little boy or a little girl, but they feel like they are the opposite sex. So I really don't know when is a good time to explain that to your children. And I know some people that don't want to explain it to their children at all. Now, me personally, my daughter was grown, so I kind of was able to dodge that a little bit, because it wasn't as out there as it is right now when she was coming up. So I was able to dodge that a little bit. But now that she has a son, my grandbaby, he's just 1. So he's gonna see it, like, what I'm saying? So I just don't know, how I am going to deal with that, or how she's going to deal with that if the question ever comes up. So, that does give me a little something to think about. Child, now let's get on to this fuck shit real quick. We got Scrap coming over here to Tommy's house, because he trying to put his plan together to get these two to sit down, so that he can make everybody happy, including himself, with being able to see his son, and like I said before, still be able to fuck with both of them at the same time. So he done went and bought her some flowers, and he had something in the box. I don't know if it was some perfume. The box was a little too small to be candy, so I'm gonna just say it was some perfume or something, child. So he done went and bought her these roses and this gift. She done crunched them goddamn flowers up and threw them at his ass like, bitch, you got me all types of fucked up or whatever, and you get the fuck up out of here, because you've been fucking with this girl, da 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 da. So he basically tells her, listen, man, I ain't come over here for all that, so you holler at me when you get your mind right. That bitch sat there and looked at his ass about a good 3, 4, 5 seconds, and then she bust out into the biggest non-cry I have ever seen before in my life. She was like, and then I heard her say some shit about, well, let me walk you to the door, something like, because she came for me and something. I'm like, bitch. But Scrappy know that bitch crazy, because he said it. He was like, this might be the craziest motherfucker that I ever met before in my life, but that's one of the things that I like about her. Also, you like drama, which a lot of y'all niggas do like drama, but that's just too much for me. That's too much. So anyway, she once she got through that, her crying on the inside, and that's what New York said on the next 15, her heart was crying. So she asked him, was he still fucking Tierra? And he already knew that she knew the answer to that. So at this point, he might as well just come on and come clean, which I'm glad that he was smart enough to do that. So he said, yeah. So now she acting like, oh, bitch, I can't believe it. Why the fuck can't you believe it? You knew it. Like, she told you that. She told you that before you even told her who the fuck you was. Like, so, you knew she wasn't lying. The mama done told you that he be going over there, sleeping over there or whatever. So what the fuck you thought was going on? You know, and like you said, why would you ask me a question that you didn't want to know the answer to? So he tells her, listen, you know, I'm going to need you to sit down with Tiara to hash some things out. Now, I don't understand what they think supposed to happen at this little sit down, because Tiara is under the impression that this sit down, that he's going to tell Tommy that she ain't going nowhere. And I'm assuming that she want him to put Tommy on the door, because she said, bitch, you're not going to see your son until you do that. So we got Tiara expecting one thing. We got Tommy not expecting that. But I don't know what the fuck Tommy is. Oh, Tommy is expecting, I guess, for her to be not necessarily okay with the on board with, but be notified, should I say, that she's the lady in his life, or the thug in his life at this time. I don't think he know what the fuck he expects. He just want to see his goddamn son. So I don't know, child. We gonna see how that shit works out or whatever. So then at the end, this is the last part of it. You got Tammy again meeting up with, this time, B. Smith and her annoying ass friend Betsy Idol. Betty, yeah, that. So Betty is she just coming for Tammy off the rip or whatever. Now let me tell y'all something. I didn't like Tammy last season, the way she came for my girl Kalina. I didn't like that. I ain't even gonna say Kalina my girl. I just didn't like the way that the shit went down. This season, I kind of put that behind me, especially being that Kalina is not on the show this season. So I guess I'm gonna try and give Tammy a clean slate. So we're gonna start over with Tammy. Old girl Betty was pretty much coming for her from the gate. You know, she already had talked about how Tammy is a nobody. She should be glad that I'm sitting down with her. Her only claim to fame is that she married a rapper. But really, Betty, how much shit can you talk? Because a bitch ain't never heard of you either. And at least we've seen Tammy before. Bitch, this is my first time ever laying eyes on a bitch named Betty Idol. And you fucking with a nigga named Scrappy, bitch. So to me, y'all almost on the same damn playing field. Bitch, you ain't no damn better than her. So I don't know why you sitting up in here, you know, trying to act like, you know, you got your thing on swing, because bitch, no you don't. Anyway, so they going back and forth or whatever. Eventually they start going back and forth because Betsy went to talking that shit to Tammy. And then of course we know Tammy ain't no punk bitch. So, you know, she gonna say what she got to say. They both called each other irrelevant. Tammy told her about her cheap outfit, which I agree, it did look a mess. Now, what I can say about B. Smith is, why didn't you say anything? Like, if this is your best friend, this Betty chick, you already know what was bound to happen if you didn't already know exactly what was going to happen. Because once again, this is one of those instances where y'all motherfuckers had a discussion and you already knew that she felt some type of way about Tammy. I really don't know why she feel that way about Tammy, because that was Waka's interview. Tammy wasn't even there, okay? And if D. Smith seems to have found a way to get over it, what the fuck is your problem? So I guess you just looking for a way to get your name in a bitch mouth. And hopefully I don't have to mention your ass too much longer. I see I'm probably gonna have to mention your ass one more time next week, because you're gonna be on your fuck shit too. But hopefully after that, child, that's it. I can pay your ass dust. This episode was okay. I hope they don't introduce no more goddamn characters to this show, because it's starting to get a little too much. I can't keep up with every fucking body. I guess Stevie J will be making his appearance starting next week. I love Stevie J. Y'all already know that. So we're going to see what he gives. And that's pretty much all I got, y'all. The episode, it was alright. You know, I just think it's too many fucking people on here. It's too many people, too many storylines. It's just too much shit going on. But, of course, I am going to continue to roll with it, because this is one of my favorite shows for my Ratchet TV pastime. So, thank y'all for clicking on the video. Like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend, and oh, I got my black ink coming up. I don't know if I'm going to load it tonight or if it's going to be up tomorrow, but be on the lookout for that. So, once again, y'all, until next time, peace.